Hi everyone, you're watching Walkthroughs with EarthStar and I'm Trace. So today my theme is all my Angel Oracle cards. I have Radley Valentine, a little bit of Carl Gray, Diana Cooper, and then Doreen Virtue. And then I've got this other little Doreen Virtue one here I got as a gift recently. So I'm going to go through each one with you, and I'm not going to take too long each one, but I just wanted to show you how different each deck is. That's why I have so many. So let's start with I think let's start with the Archangel Michael Sword of Light. These are the two most recent ones I've got. So we've got a Radley Valentine one here, and I really think that this deck is such an easy deck to read if you are an Angel Oracle reader like I am, because it gives you a little guidance at the bottom as well as a lovely artwork. And his Radley Valentine's decks have got the most beautiful guidebooks. Gives you so many different perspectives. So let's start off with the cards themselves, and we can go to the guidebook just now. Just also to say that you know, I think most of these are published by Hay House. Just want to check this one is, yes. And you know, Hay House stock is unbelievable. Always is, always has been, and it just is the best stock to shuffle, the best stock to deal with. I've had this deck for probably about 2 years, or since it came out. Let's actually check to see if I'm on track with that. Published in 2022. So yeah, I've had this deck for about 2 years, and I use it often. And as you can see from the sides here, I haven't gilded it on the side. I haven't put my own gilding like I usually do, and it actually has lasted pretty well. So in any kind of reading, I do a lot of tarot readings on my other channel, and when you need some kind of clarification of where you're going forward, or if you wanted to use this deck just for a daily pick for yourself, or if you're doing a tarot spread and you need just like a roundup message for your client or for yourself, these are perfect for that. Now each one has got a different connotation, an angel connotation. So let's look, for example, this obviously be Archangel Raphael, but they are directed through Archangel Michael. And in some of the cards, this card number 2, you will see here that he brings in Radley Valentine, and I say he brings in Archangel Raphael in as a little guidance with Michael. So he'll have Michael at this moment, and you'll have a message from Raphael, which is obviously the healing side of it. And it goes on with your message. Very easy to understand, quite modern, which is quite nice, because a lot of the angel decks are kept in the Renaissance eras, and I like this one because it relates to everyday life, this particular deck, the Sword of Light. So if you look at the different cards, you've got age diversity, you've got letting go messages, purpose messages, don't settle for less, and each one, if you look very carefully, there's a little AM, or I don't know if it's actually on each one, but I've noticed that some of them have got the Archangel Michael little letters on it. Don't give up. There again, there's Michael's sword. So each one has got his sword in it, and you know, Archangel Michael is probably the most common archangel that we all relate to, and aspire to, I suppose, because he's an angel of protection. He's an angel of direction, truth, your throat chakra. So it's something that we can all relate to. Well, he is something that we can all relate to. So I truly like this deck in that sense. And if you look at the index or the contents of the cards, you can see the different titles that you would be, the subjects that you're going through, which are so relevant to everyday life. Yes, you are correct. You'll manifest what you need. So he's really created a beautiful deck here already, Valentine, and I would say that I would recommend this deck fully. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into them because I've got so many to get through, but beautiful deck. You can just see the different, obviously this one is now Metatron. This is Metatron's cube. So there you go, Archangel Metatron, and he will have a little prayer from Metatron in the guidebook as well. Look, you can read these intuitively if you wanted to, but it is nice for you to refer to the guidebook, because it gives you a different in-depth meaning of why he chose that particular artwork, or you know, has a particular saying on the front of it. So that's the Archangel sort of light deck. I'm trying to see if I got any other Redly Valentines. Yes, I do. I've got the Angel Answers ones, and now they're actually in my, I make myself little crochet bags. And this one is in a beautiful condition as well. Also Hay House, same kind of box that they come in. Easy to put on your bookshelf or wherever you store them. And the most beautiful cards to shop. Or look, when you are working on camera with them, they are very shiny. I don't know if you can pick up the light on it. The light is quite bright when you have these reflections off here, but you can work around that. So you've got the same kind of border on every single deck, but there are 3 different themes. You've got this mauve border, you've got the purple border, and you've got this gold border. And it is broken up in the book, these Angel Answers. You've got an index you can follow in the front, and he tells you the meanings of the cards, and he actually doesn't tell you. I thought there were. You've got how to is the section through them, and then you've got the guidance cards, and then you've got the actual answers. So it gives you a step by step of how you should actually work with them. And the colored borders are angel messages are purple, timing cards are gold, and yes no cards are blue. Now I've seen a lot of people actually keep them separately like that, so you can keep your blue ones in the blue, which are the yes no cards. You can keep your gold ones in the gold. But I think for me, for my purpose, when I'm doing readings, I think if you're going to the answers, you just want a individual answer from the angels on whatever you're reading on. So if you want something specifically for yes or no, you go there. If you want timings, you actually have to separate the cards, which is very nice, because there's not a lot of cards out there that give you timing messages in the Oracle, because obviously Tarot gives you all of that, and the yes and no. And then the angel messages are on purple. So he gives you a guide here asking you to see how to work with each card, or different spreads, and then he's got his meanings. Typical guidebook. So each one has got this beautiful, abundant artwork. There's lovely rainbows in each one. It just feels quite happy. You know, the deck is very enlightening, if I could use that word. Each one has got the most beautiful, ethereal feel. And these gold borders are just, have a look at them. They are quite ornate. You've got your trumpeting angels, or your angels standing with their swords, their swords of light, and that to me is just so, you're really in the deck, you're really in this dreamy guidance from the angels. I really love this deck. It really is lovely. And he does have a mini version that you can keep in your bag. So let me just show you how it shuffles really beautifully, and then you choose a card. Communicate clearly. I love that, because I feel like I'm fumbling for my words today. So there's a message from them which is so relevant. Communicate clearly, because I seem to be stumbling on my words. And I mean, who doesn't need a little scolding from an angel? I hope you can see this. I hope I'm not going too high. I've got a feeling I might be. So let's just put those aside. Those are your angel answers. Right, the next deck I'm going to go for is the Kyle Gray one. It is my most recent deck I bought. I bought it about just the end of last year. And, you know, Kyle's got the most beautiful artwork. He really goes all out. He has a different take on angel, the visions of them. He obviously is in contact with them, and he does explain that in his deck. He's got writing all over his deck. Again, it's Hay House. Divine angel, archangels, thank you for drawing close with your wisdom and light. I welcome your strength, guidance, protection in all forms, and so it is. May the light be created and curated here today today be for the toward and highest good of all. See, I'm not communicating clearly, so they're scolding me. But you know, Kyle Gray has a beautiful website, and I do follow him on social media, and he has this lovely saying. I think he says, I hope it's in his book, but he says, angels, please guide me to what I need to know today. Something around that. And he does share that with you in the book. he shares how we should use them. Yes, he has his little prayers in here as well, and each one, he's also got a way to read them across the cards, which is quite nice, quite different. But his cards, his actual angels, are very different to the normal angels that we are used to. So it takes a bit of getting used to when you go through the cards. It's not a very big deck, it's 22, but he has brought out another deck that goes with this, that you're supposed to combine with this, and he does tell you that in his social media and his YouTube channel. He tells you that you need to mix this with his other deck. I'm not quite sure what it is. I should have actually looked it up before. Does he mention it here? He doesn't, but he does want you to put this with, so it's almost like you're using it as a bridge. So if you look at them, that's his depiction of what they look like, Jeremiel, and there's different sexes, and usually I think it was Sandathan, I thought was a girl or a boy, and it's actually a girl. But you know, at the end of the day, angels don't have a gender. They're just however you want to see them. And also very different artwork. When I say that, I mean across the cultures, and you can have a look at the different interpretations. As you can see, that's quite Eastern. And there's Sandalphon, and you've got Charity. So I like the way that he puts the angel's name, what the angel is an activist of. Charity, pillar of service, sacred activist. Gabriel, divine emergence. And he's got a little saying underneath, obviously Haniel's the heart chakra, and he uses a lot of he uses a lot of the chakras in his cards as well. Violet flame of Zadkiel, and then there's Chamiel, which is the cover of the deck. So a beautiful deck, just takes a lot to get used to. You've got, here's Michael, the spiritual acceleration. Yeah, quite different artwork, which I enjoy. As I said, it's quite it's almost like there's a bit of history in each card of different nations and different placements all over the world. He does tell you all of that in the front of the book. So I do recommend that you read each guidebook as you go, because to understand why the creator has used the particular artwork or used a particular way of how they've created the deck, it is best to read the guidebook. This is Diana Cooper's Archangel Oracle cards. Again, her Ascension cards, they're mostly Ascension cards, and these are next level. If you're on a path of enlightenment and you're wanting to work to the 5th and the 6th dimension up to the 12th dimension, she does mention this in here. And what I like about this is she explains how most angels that we know, that the main angels, have their helpers. For example, I actually pulled this card for myself this morning. Archangel Amethyst is part of, I think, Archangel Zadkiel. So not a lot of us are familiar with Archangel Amethyst. I know I wasn't before I bought this deck. So you go to Archangel Amethyst, and you see here that she explains Archangel Amethyst is the twin flame of Archangel Zadkiel and carries the divine feminine energy. So Archangel Zadkiel is the divine violet ray, the violet pink, the violet light, and then she just brings in her energy of this protection, and each card explains why she uses it. None of us know about a Falier. Well, not when I say none of us, a lot of us don't know about Archangel Falier. And I use this every day. I use the energy of this angel every day to protect the angels, the animals of the world. And she explains in here, which is so nice, that you can go through a ritual and protect the angels the animals that are out there by this angel. So she gives you a little, I'm just going to get to it, EFG. She gives you a little ritual you can do, asking you to please send help to the animals that are perhaps facing cruelty every day, perhaps they've got owners that don't know how to look after them. You know, there's a lot of cruelty out there of animals, and I feel that so deeply myself. So this card requests to send light to different animals and ask Archangel Falier for help to comfort and heal them. So you do a ritual where you send Christ's light out into the world, and these ley lines along the the actual Earth's surface, and if you've seen this energy along those ley lines of Archangel Falier, it enters in the people, into their heart chakras. And this is what I say every day: please enter the heart chakras of these people. And you can actually assimilate this with Archangel Azrael. Now, if you're here and you're watching this walk through the angels, you know what I'm talking about. There's so many things that you can do out there every day that you can use as a mission, as a life mission, as a worker, as a human being, to put energy into the world to help the animals, help the people, help the children. And this will comfort them and look after them. And you've got to believe this with all your faith, because if we are sitting in our lives and we are not going through some kind of light work out there, then we are not winning. So that's just to add in there. And these cards bring you into that circle of doing light work, to put yourself out there, to be the bridge between heaven and earth, to help out there. And she's got normal angel cards, and then she's got the seraphim that are not accessible by humans. So we have to do some kind of a prayer in the cards to get to these higher angels and to the different dimensions. And look, it is very deep stuff, but when you read the guidebook, you understand. And you know, Diana Cooper she's helping the planet get to the next dimension, to move into the next dimension. And when you read everything, you understand what it is. And if you like Diana Cooper, you'll know what I'm talking about. So it is quite involved. But this, I really would recommend this deck, because it puts you into a different ascension plane, and it's a journey for yourself. And some of these cards actually give you, if you draw it in a specific day, they actually give you tasks that you can give yourself in your dreams. Before you go to bed, you can ask for knowledge to be given to you. Like this, for example, this card, Seraphina. She actually can help you in your dreams and help you in your sleep state to learn things in your soul. And this is deep stuff. So if you're into that, I recommend this Archangel deck from Diana Cooper 100%, because there is such an ascension energy you can get from these cards, and where you go to a different plane and you can get healing for yourself, you can get knowledge for yourself. For example, this Cherubim card, I used this energy of what she aligns you with, to just connect with my higher self, to understand things better for myself, and to actually be able to articulate it better. And I used the energy of this and the lessons that she teaches you in the card, and I was blown away. So I recommend this deck more than ever. So that's that deck. And then we're going on to the Archangel Oracle cards. I just got to make sure that I've got the right ones here. That's the goddess ones. And this is them here. So these are Doreen Virtues. I'm not sure if they are still in print, but I know that you can get them around the world secondhand. But I actually were given these probably about 30 years ago. Hay House again, same kind of Hay House production. And I am now going to just show you what the cards look like, the same kind of quality. You can see that I've used them very well over the 30 odd years I've had them. They have lasted very well too. So you've got, each one is a message from the Archangel, and you've got why you're receiving that card. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. So each one has got a line and your message underneath it. Archangel Metatron. And I love this one too, because there's a ritual inside here asking you to use the cube to move through your body to either heal yourself or lift blocks, or you ask for forgiveness. So they're also a working deck, which I love so much. So you've got a nice message coming through with each one. And again, as I said to you before, the books are essential for you to read, to understand why the Creator has them in this format. So let's have a look at the prosperity card here. So she gives you, Doreen Virtue gives you the little verse that's on the card, and then she tells you what the additional message is, and then she gives you a thing at the end saying what this angel does for you and how you can work with the angel. So Archangel Ariel is the closest to earth, and she helps with our material life. And the whole lot explains here how we can call on her for our material everyday existence, our tangible living. So that is that card, and each one has a different relationship reading with the angels, which I love so much, because if you're working with angels and you just want to draw a card for yourself for the day, and you can say, please help me with an energy for the day, or what should I be aligning with today, and you can get your message and you can work with that for the day or the week and journal it however you want to. So obviously beautiful artwork on each one, and I love this one, Hello from Heaven. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Such a beautiful card to get, because we've all lost someone, and we're always wanting to have that connection with our angels, our earth angels that have passed over. And to get this card is just a little message from them, is such a comfort to all of us. So as you can see, the cards are quite easy to read and easy to work with. So I just love all my angel cards. So that is the Archangel Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Right, and the next ones are the Goddess ones by Doreen Virtue, which I took out before. Let's put them aside here. And again, same kind of format, Hay House with a box, the guidebook. Again, I've had this cards for over 30 years, and she has the same format where you draw a card and there is the different goddess, the guidance message underneath, and then she puts the message in, and then she gives you the meaning of what that actual goddess is giving you for the day. Sorry, those are birds, by the way. Those are not children screaming outside. A lot of people ask me if that's a child. In South Africa, we have these birds called hardy-dars, the ibis, and they scream like that. So in each one, you'll have, let's go to this one, Hathor, and you'll see underneath what the actual angel is, HR, Tracy. Let's go to that one. And she'll explain how you say the word Hathor, and this is an Egyptian goddess, is represented by the head of the cow, and she gives you a little bit of history on each one, which I think is so interesting, because we need to know how they depicted the goddesses into our lives. And you'll be so surprised at, if you are interested in history, how they came through and what these goddesses did in the course of history. So let's just go through some of them. Diana, the high priest, Athena. This is very interesting. So each one has got a different depiction, as I said. Green Tara, and she explains to you how you say it. Guinevere. I think this was one that where she that was what's her name? Oh, I'll come across it just now. When she launched, she's got the face that launched 1,000 ships. And this is so interesting, the way that you pronounce that. So these decks are beautiful to work with, because you can take, if you've got time every day just to sit and go through your goddess cards or go through your angel cards, it's such an enlightening thing for us. We all need that kind of upliftment in our lives. So this one says Sich or Sieg. So if you look at it, you probably go Sage, but you pronounce it as Sich or Siege. So she is the goddess of, where did she come from? Of agnostics, or gnostics, I don't know how you say that. And she's telling you she's more of a witchy type of goddess. So very interesting stuff. Kali, which is very well known, and that's big endings and beginnings. Which is the one I'm thinking of? Oh, Kunyan. Oh, that's also a lovely explanation in the book. She's the goddess that chose to stay on earth. So she never went off, and she learned that she did an actual physical life. Very, very interesting. She wanted to learn about life, and she wanted to teach people about her journeys in life instead of being a goddess. So you can see how they're all just Aphrodite. Lakshmi, which we know is part of I think it's either Hindu or Muslim. Let's just go into that. She's the goddess of good fortune. You want to stop worrying, everything's going to be fine. So you learn a lot here from the different cultures, which I think is amazing. You're not only learning about the actual goddess herself, but you're learning about the different cultures. Let's see if they talk about which culture it comes from. Yes, she's a Hindu. Okay, she's part of the Hindu religion, which I think is so great. And it says, you say her name, Lok Lakshmi. Oh, so it's Lakshmi. Yes, of course. And I call it, what did I say? Lakshmi. So it's Lakshmi. And she works with Ganesh, the elephant-headed deity. So interesting stuff. I think this is just fantastic, these goddess cards. I've put them in with the angel cards because I consider them that kind of a guidance for you. And I think this is Isolde. She launched the 1,000 ships. Let's see if I'm right. Seeing I had these cards for so long, I've learned them. Okay, so she's got a tragic love story, a love triangle between the three. But yeah, get yourself this deck if you can. I don't know if it's in print anymore, but I don't think so because there's a whole story around Doreen Virtue. But you can get these secondhand. They are out there to get. I really, really recommend that goddess deck. All right, and then the last one is, I got two more, is the Message of the Angels. Messages from the angels, also from Doreen Virtue. And I think this is the very, very, very first angel deck that I ever received. I had to cut it down. It is much bigger than this. I had to cut them down because they started to peel. But as I said, I've had these for over 30 years, and you can see from my book is done. And you know what I liked about this when I was younger, it was so nice to get guidance from these spreads. And right in the beginning of the book, they give you this, which is the one I used every day, this one here. What the angels want you to know spread. And I used to do this every day of my life. General theme or relationship, possible block, angels guidance, and then the possible outcome. And it's such a beautiful spread to do for yourself. In some kind of relation to whatever you're going through every day. It really helped me for years and years. And I actually read for others with these for many, many years before I got into tarot. And let me tell you, this deck, so familiar, just beautiful. Again, another Doreen Virtue deck, very shiny, and I did cut it off as I said. And again, the guidebook is perfect, giving you the verse on the card, which is on the bottom there, and additional messages at the bottom. So easy to understand. Another one that was so nice for me when my mother passed away, I used to use this contacting a loved one spread. And a message about who is with you, message from your angel, departed loved one, how your angel, departed loved one is helping you. This, to me, was such a beautiful connection because it's very hard losing anyone. And you always, you want to ask them questions, or you just feel like you need that connection. And these cards really helped me in that section. And there's another section here that I also use, the life purpose spread, abundance spread. I really recommend this deck. So let's just go through each one briefly. You can see the different angels. We're not very familiar with these angel names, and she explains it in the book how they represented. We even have a yes timing card. I'm sure there's a no one as well. I'm sure it's Bridget. I hated getting Bridget when I used to read with these cards. I don't use them much anymore. There you go. Yeah, caution is warranted. So you've got a yes no section. You've got a scolding to get some exercise going and eat better and live your life better. You've got a message from the other side. You've got an abundance angel. So this deck for me is really an all-around general encouraging card deck for every day. I love this deck. And you know, this card particularly here, this Celeste card, I used to get so nervous when I saw this because I hate change. I'm not a very easy change person. I mean, this card used to come along. It used to give me a little bit of a clap on the back of the head and say, come on, you need some change happening in your life. And every time I got this card, it used to get me into shape, boy. Yeah, so I really recommend this deck as well, if you can get your hands on it. Oh, and she does have the normal archangels. I think she's got, let's just look in the guidebook. I think she's got 4 or 5 archangels that she added into the deck. So there's Archangel Gabriel, which is the communicating angel, Michael, Raphael, which is healing, Uriel, which is power, and that's the 4 that she uses. Otherwise, the rest of them are all other angels that we don't hear of much, but you learn a lot from them. So that is my message from the angels. Love that deck as well. And then my last one I'm going to show you is the Cherub angels. Now, I don't know where you could get these. I got these as a gift. They're specifically for children. Beautiful opening. I love the way that this deck opens. It's different to the Hay House ones that you usually get. but it says Lifestyles with the Hay House logo. So I don't know how long ago this was published. Oh, it says 2014, and it's again another Doreen Virtue book, but a beautiful little deck. And I've used it for adults. I've used it in my YouTube readings. But you know, it's a nice little deck to get for your angels' children, I should say, your children that are here present with you, teaching them how to connect with the angels, teaches them how to listen and have trust in what they receive. And yeah, it's a nice little deck to get your children or yourself even just to get familiar with what angels bring to you and to trust what you receive. So let's have a look at the guidebook. Let's actually draw one. Easy to shuffle, even though they're so tiny. I haven't cut these. This is how I receive them. Let's take that one. Sleep and rest. So that is my message right now. Let's go to sleep and rest. And it says, this card asks you to get more sleep. Take a nap at night or take a nap. Do you feel happier when you have enough sleep? The angels want you to be happy, so they will make sure you get a good night's rest if you ask them for help. So you can see it's quite children orientated. If you're a teacher, it's quite nice to read to your children. Take a little card out for the day and say to them, let's be mindful of having a good night's rest. They've got, I think there's a homework section, there's a gentle card, call upon your angels, believe in yourself. So you can adapt them to children, but I have been using them for adults, and they do work very well. Look, some of them are quite child oriented. For example, the homework one, and I think there's one that says listen to your parents as well. I'm sure there's one that says listen to your parents, spend time with your pets. But I feel that we all need to get back to our inner child sometimes anyway. And this homework one doesn't necessarily have to particularly mean school, but it says this card is asking you to do your schoolwork. The angels know that you are smart. Learning helps you now and in the future. The more you know, the smarter you are. What you do learn, what do you like to learn most about? So I think, you know, if you get this as an adult card, maybe it's asking you to do your homework on people you've met, or an assignment that you're doing for work, or I just feel that these are definitely for both. So that is my collection of angel cards, angel and goddess cards. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back with other cards soon, but I just wanted to bring these to you to boast a bit, just have a look at my beautiful angel collection, and to know that you can't go wrong with angel cards. They're always there, these oracle, when you need a little bit of guidance. And who doesn't need help and guidance in their lives from the angels? And as I always say, we are connected to them. We get answers. Maybe you don't like to know them, but there's enough angel decks out there for you to give you help and give you guidance. So I hope to speak to you soon, and I